Hello everyone, today I am going to implement dive in. So as now we can swim on the surface, and when I press control, character moves down, and if I press shift, character moves up. So this is what I am going to implement today. And if I don't do anything, like if I dive down and release the movement input, character will stay in that level, and similarly like this. Alright, let's see how to implement this. And this episode is sponsored by these generous patrons. Thank you very much for the support you guys are giving me. Okay, so at the moment my character can swim, but he can't go actually dive, and I haven't implemented a way to dive below the sea level or to come back to the surface. Right, let's open our character. And when we swim, actually we have wait, we have set the moment mode to swimming. So when we swim, in order to make the character move, dive or come to surface, we have to change the buoyancy value. Buoyancy 1 means character stays neutral, that means stays in the same level as it was. If the buoyancy is larger than 1, it will float above the water volume, and if the buoyancy is less than 1, it will drown. So we need to make the character drown in order to go below. And in this in the move forward event input axis, so I am only using this Z component of the character control rotation, and use it to define the vector, the direction that I add the movement input with the move forward input axis. So I'm not sure if I use these all components. Yeah, if I use this all these components, definitely I will get, let's say if I am looking upwards, the character should get the direction upwards also. So I'll just connect this and see if the character can dive or move up. Let's see if that works first. Oh yeah, it is working. So if I look down, character moves down, and if I look upward, character can go up. Right. Okay. So it can dive. But the problem is, when I just dive directly below or above, the character stays in a pose closer to tread in water animation. Also, it would be better if I can dive below while looking forward, maybe using some other key. Right, so what can we do about that? Let's see what are the inputs we have. Yeah, we have only these inputs, and as for the axis we have move forward and move right. Let's add another axis, move up, and as the key let's use which one should I use? Shift. No, actually I think we should name this as dive. Yeah, dive. Left shift, and I can use but jump is I can use the space bar as the positive, that means opposite of dive, so that means move up. Let's add space bar. I'll keep the scale as 1, and for the left shift I'll keep the scale as -1. Now let's change the name to move up. That is better. Move up. Okay. Now here when we add the movement input, let's collapse this. Now let's make this a little larger. Move up, axis event, and let's add movement input upward. Right, and as axis value like this, and the world direction is upward. Okay, let's try that. Right, so now when I press shift, character is moving down, and when I press space, character is moving up. But the problem is, okay, that part is working. Now I can disconnect these links because I don't need them when I'm moving on the ground, and also this should work only if the character is swimming. Right, so we can get movement mode. Right, and we can do a switch using the movement mode like this, and this part should execute only if the character is swimming, like this. Okay, so when the character is in the ground, this part will not be executed. But anyway, even if I execute that, I don't think that would make any difference, because character can't go below the ground or can't just move up unless it is in the flying mode. Okay, so now what? We need to fix the animation. Let's open the animation blueprint. And okay, now this. Now we calculate a speed forward and a speed side, but this does not, I think this doesn't consider the moving up or down part. Let's check. Yeah, it only takes the forward vector and the right vector, and the character's forward is always horizontal, in the horizontal plane. That's the characters simply, simply the way characters are designed. So instead of getting the forward vector, what if we get control rotation, and from this forward vector and the right vector. So this should take into consider if the character is moving upward. Oh wait, no, once again this is wrong, because control rotation gives us the direction we are looking at through the camera, but instead of that, what we need is the direction character actually moving. Alright, actually we can get the up vector here. Get actor up vector, yeah. Then we can do a dot product. Let's use it here with the velocity, so we can get the upward or downward movement part as well. Right, and let's add it to the move forward, because when we swim, because we get some value to this only when we swim, and when we swim, the forward animation should represent the moving up speed as well, I think. Yeah, let's try this. Alright, now if I press shift, character is going down, but no. Okay, when I move up, I actually get oh wait, when I press a space here, you can see character is trying to jump, but that also should not happen. So the animation, we get the animation when we move up, but for moving down part we don't. Alright, so yeah, I think we should get the magnitude or the absolute value here. So we should get the animation should play when we try to move down as well. Right, let's see now. Yeah, as I imagined, when I move up and move down, it happens now. And we need to do something about this. When I press space, when the character is in the water level, yeah, I should stop giving an upward movement. But how can we do it? Here we set in water, and where do we actually change the character into swimming mode? It should be in the tick. Yeah, here. Just to clarify something, let me change this, instead of spacebar, I'll change this to left control to go yeah, let's use left control to go down, move down, and left shift to go up, so that we can avoid confusion with this spacebar used for the jump. Now let's test again, because I'm not sure the character is trying to move up due to the jumping action, or it's due to the movement input added upwards when I keep pressing spacebar. So let's test it once again. So when I press control, it moves down. When I press shift, it goes up. Yeah, the problem is actually not the spacebar, it's this upward movement I'm adding here. So how can we avoid this? Sorry, here I meant 2, not 1, because the way I imagined was when the character is submerged below the half height of the character's capsule, the character should start swimming. And if the character is already swimming, if the submerged level is quarter of the half height, character should go out of swimming mode. That's actually what I meant there. Okay, now let's test. When I press control, it moves down. When I press shift, it moves up. But it tries to jump out of the water still, but that vibration like behavior is not there. Right, so still this is not smooth. Yeah, instead of this dividing by half, let's try like so now actually yeah, the half is fine, of course. Actually the problem here is previously we were only able to go into the walking mode when we come to when the character swim towards the beach. So when the character automatically moves up as he comes closer and closer to the beach, and so he automatically goes into the walking position. But now that with shift, the character can go up in the water level, and when the character is up in a certain level, it tries to go back to moving. So here because of that we need to avoid it. So let's do a line trace from the character downwards to see if the ground is actually right below the feet. If not, we can't go back to the walking mode. So let's do a line trace. Bacha. As a starting position, I'll use get actor location. Does this give the middle of the actor or the feet of the actor? I don't remember. Let's do a debug line and see. So below, it should check at least the half height of the character. Oh, we already have it, half height here. And since this is downward, it should be negative. This is the end, and let's use camera. right. Now when I press shift, oh wait, it does the line trace, but actually I didn't actually do anything here, sorry about that. Let's do a branch, and only if we get a successful hit we should be able to go out. Oh wait, I should do this part before the do ones, otherwise we will be stuck forever in this part. After the branch, of course. Right, now let's test. Okay, yeah, actually character's location is actor location gives as the middle of the character, so yeah, it's not a problem. So when if I press shift, oh that's the problem, character can move up. And if I press control, right, so this is what happens here. Okay, so without hitting the ground, character can't go back to the walking mode, but this upward movement applies because it is still in the swimming mode. So here we have to make sure the character is still actually swimming in the water, have not left the water. Yeah, for that we actually have this variable in water. Where do we set it? Okay, yeah. But we can't use the in water because in water becomes false only when the character fully leaves the water surface. So we have to use again this water, the difference between the water level, the water Z, and the character's location. So if this condition, if the water level is character is at least below the half height of the water level, then only character should be able to move upward. So yeah, I'll do that part here. Let me collapse this because this part is going to be bigger. Move up. Oh, wait. We can get the water is set, and if we are below the water is set, at least by the half height of the capsule. So get at the location, and we only need the set part, this one minus the set component of the location. If this is larger than the half height of the capsule, get scaled capsule half height. Okay, then only we should be able to move up. Wait, no, actually character should be not just a half height, the character should be actually below the water level. So this should be yeah, I should not be able to move up only if the water level, I should be able to move up only if the water level is higher than the actual level of the character. But if I had true here, but this should be applied only if I am trying to move up. If I am trying to move down, this should still work even if the character is at the water level. So right, if I am trying to move up, that means this axis value is larger than 0. Yeah, so let's add another branch. Axis value larger than 0 means I am trying to move up, so this condition must be satisfied. Otherwise, that means I am going to move down, so it doesn't matter. So we don't need to check for this condition. Now it should work. Let's check. So this is more complex than I thought actually. Okay, now character is swimming. If I press Ctrl, it moves down. Great. If I press Shift, it moves up. Oh wait, why did that happen? Now after this point it should not actually apply. Let me debug and see. I'll put this into the other screen. So when I press Shift, yeah, character is actually no, I'm sorry. The previous condition must be satisfied. This difference should be larger than the half height. Then it should work. Let's try again. Sorry for taking too long to figure this out, but okay, can move down, can move up. Oh, this is still going up. Why? Yeah, actually I drew a debug line that starts from the character's location and draws downward to figure out what's going on here, and added a print string too. So actually when the character is let me show you. When the character leaves the surface, it doesn't add the upward moment input anymore. See, the debug line is not drawn after the surface, but anyway the character continues to move on because of the momentum. So when the character leaves the surface, we need to stop character's upward momentum in order to keep the character at the surface of the water level. But how can I do that? So anyway, yeah, this logic is correct now. Right, so let's try something like this. Instead of checking only for larger than 0, let's check for larger or equal to 0. So this false will be executed only when the character is actually trying to move down. So this false means now the character is above this water level character is meant to be. So here we can add a downward input to cancel out the character trying to move up. So let me add -1 here, but again this could also cause some, let's keep the scale value to -1. This could also cause some vibration. Let's check. Yeah, as I imagine, this is causing some vibration, but when I press shift, character is not actually now going upward more than it's supposed to be. Right, so what if I reduce this value like -0.2? Okay, when I do that, now the character doesn't, oh yeah, still there is some vibration. And also when I stop pressing shift, character moves down automatically. Right, so what's the solution? Alright, to make things clear, I made the capsule to visible. Oh wait, here we have made a mistake. So if we just only get the capsule half height, the line trace will never happen. So as a result, I will never be able to get out of the water swimming, as you can see here. See, so we need to make this a little larger than the half height. So I'll multiply this with 0.6, sorry, not 0.6, 1.1. yeah, that should work. Okay, now I can go there and come back. Yeah, alright. And I have enabled the capsule visibility to check what happens at the when we want to float. So actually here, okay, so as that part was pretty confusing, I deleted everything and going to start from and I figured it out, so I'm going to start from beginning. So when we are swimming, and if the axis value is larger than, if the axis value is larger than or equal to 0, that means this false means we are trying to move down, we are trying to swim down, dive. So add movement input in the direction 1, and we can just use this scale value. Right, that part is done, we don't have to think about it anymore. And here when we are trying to move up, if our location, so we can get actor location and we can access the Z location of the actor, and we can compare it with the water Z level. So this water Z level means at the time we collide with this water plane, the location, the Z location of the actor. So if the water Z plane and the difference between the current location of the character, if this is larger than let's get the half height, scale half height of the capsule. If this is larger than, to be safe, I'll multiply this with 1.2. if this is larger than 1.2, we can actually, and if we are also trying to move up, we can actually add movement input upwards to whatever the amount the player requests, right? So this will give us this behavior. When I press Ctrl, it moves down. When I press Shift, it moves up. And yeah, it does move up. So now, if this is false, that means the character is above this level. The difference between the water 𝐿 and the character's actual location is less than the half height multiplied by 1.2. So what I'm gonna do is, here I'm gonna set actor location like this. First I get actor location. So I'm going to make sure that character never leaves the water plane. We can do a lerp here. So as the input A, I'll use this part, the current location of the actor, and as for the input B, for the location in horizontal plane, X and Y direction, I can use the same thing, but for the alpha, I'll use 0.1. For the Z part, I have to use this water plane level and subtract the half height. Yeah, that should be enough. Then I'm gonna set it as the Z. So now let's test. So I can go to the sea, and yeah, when I swim, it's like this. If I press Ctrl, it moves down. If I press Shift, it moves up like this, and it never leaves the water plane. See, it's not floating upward or it's not floating downward, and it works properly. Alright, so with that, I'm going to stop this episode, and in the next episode I'm going to make some changes, like making the character look down when he dives and making character look up when we moving upward. So for now, I'm gonna stop this episode right here, and also in future I want to add a oxygen bar as well. Right, thanks for watching, and as always, project files will be available for the download through the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. Thanks for watching. See you in another episode. Goodbye.